Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. And this video, there's a couple really important things I want to cover on this one. So the first thing I want to mention is the business tour that I'm doing right now. And many of you, I'm sure, saw the video I did with RJ, with Rick Store from RJ Diamonds and Fine Jewelry. Rick is a great guy, great business. They're located on East Street now. I think it's 558 East Street. Been in Pittsfield in business for 15 years. But if you haven't checked out that video, do so. That's on the page. I have another one coming up today, later on this afternoon, with Pittsfield Rye Bakery and Specialty Breads. I met yesterday with the owners, Rick, Ryan, and Renee. The Robbins family, great people, great business. And the video I did with them mainly focused on their retail side of it, which they offer Fridays and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And so we focused on that. But the facility itself is so impressive that I'm going to go back at a later date and do another video with them. The bulk of their business is wholesale, and they supply so many of our grocery stores and restaurants that if you're not familiar with Pittsfield Rye Bakery, most likely you've been eating their products anyway. So, but amazing people, amazing facility. I had such a good time there. And again, that video, we're focusing on their retail side, which is Fridays and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Rick is doing something really cool. So this weekend and next week, if you mention It's Pittsfield Tonight or my name, if you go there and you buy 2 loaves of bread, he'll give you one for free. So I thought that was really awesome of him, because normally the City of Pittsfield, if you mention my name, Mayor Tyre has parking enforcement give you a ticket. And that's even if you don't have a car. What? Just kidding. But that was so nice of Rick and Renee to offer that. They also hooked me up with this really cool shirt that I'm proudly wearing. I just had a great time, great people, and just a Pittsfield Rye Bakery and Specialty Breads has been an integral part of our city for 92 years. I mentioned this to them yesterday when we were doing the interview that my first baseball team when I was a little kid was Pittsfield Rye Bakery. So they've always sponsored things, donated to things. They're a huge part of the community, and their products are just amazing. Amazing. So if you have time, go up there today, Saturday. They open at 9 a.m. and grab some bread and introduce yourself. They're incredible people, very friendly. So anyway, that video was coming up later on this afternoon. Another issue that's really important that I want to talk about that I was informed of yesterday is the Keenan House for Women is a facility that helps women with substance abuse. It's a really important part of our community, and it offers very, very critical assistance to young mothers, or I should say mothers with young children. And I was informed yesterday that as of January 1st, they will be closing the Keenan House for Women. And that is just completely unacceptable. I mean, we can't, as a community, I don't see how we can allow that to happen. And I do not know the exact specifics on it right now, what the reasons are, if it is funding, if it is a staffing issue. I'm not really sure, but I know that there's a tremendous need for that facility, and it just opened a couple years ago. And I know a lot of our politicians, including our district attorney right now, knows how important that facility is. So I will be reaching out to as many people as possible. I will be reaching out to the Brein Center, who operates the Keenan House for Women, and trying to find out what the specifics are with that and how I can assist in any way, whether it be fundraisers or in any way. So I'm going to be updating everyone on that. But that's a really important one that we as a community, I think, need to rally together and do everything we can to keep that open. So I'll be covering more on that. Also, this coming weekend, at the Proprietor's Lodge, there's a big event that will benefit our disabled veterans and veterans in homelessness, and it's a big holiday show that's being put on by Wayne Soares. I'm going to do another interview with him this week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll have that out, or this coming week, I should say. And that's a huge event. It's $100 a ticket, $800 a table, and all the proceeds go to benefit disabled veterans and veterans in homelessness. So that's a huge one, so keep your eye out for that. And there's just a few other big things. Another one I want to touch on, and I've been talking about this consistently for the past week or two, is, well, longer than that really, but North Street. So North Street is a mess. And we all know that during the last snowstorm, where we got about 6 to 8 inches of snow, the white flexi poles that were put up on North Street as barriers for, or protected barriers for the bike lanes that they put on there, were plowed down, which I don't see how they couldn't have been. And again, I want to make it very clear that I do not blame the people plowing for that. I don't know how they were able to miss the ones that they did. Talk about making their job incredibly difficult and not allowing them to properly clean up the street. I mean, it's an obstacle course for everyone, including the plows. So many of those were knocked down. Now, Ricardo Morales, our director of Department of Public Works, maybe a month and a half prior to that snowstorm, did a radio interview saying this would not be a problem. Professionals designed those. Plowing's not going to be a problem. Everything's fine. People on Facebook are just making up things or whatever. It was kind of like that. Well, that not only were they knocked down, it caused a disaster on how the street was plowed. And those being knocked down and broken, those are very expensive. And if they have to be replaced, if they're going to stick to this and replace them, it's going to cost a lot of money. Well, even yesterday, I had people sending me photos of some of those flexi poles that are still laying on the ground, on the sidewalks. A picture like this one that shows leaves piled up in a parking space, a handicap parking space of all places. It's a disaster, and we're not cleaning up the street properly. The city really needs to do something about this. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, the parking lot on Columbus Ave on Small Business Saturday, they didn't even clear that out. That wasn't even taken care of. So, the businesses are just really taking a beating up there, and it seems so unfair. So, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, call your city councilor, call City Hall, email them. And I know a lot of people said, Mike, it doesn't get you anywhere. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Everyone should be doing that. Another thing I mentioned that I'm going to stick on is the mayor's picks for the co-managers of the ARPA funds, which is the $41 million coming in federal assistance. It's under the American Rescue Plan Act. And that right there doesn't make any sense to me. Some of the money coming in from the federal government right now, some of it is designated and earmarked for programs like diversity and equity. And here we go again under this administration, where rather than posting this as a job available and allowing all people to apply for that, so the residents know that we're getting the most qualified people when we choose when the mayor chooses who she's going to pick for those positions. She didn't post it as an available position. Gina Armstrong, who abruptly resigned as the director of the health department, it was given to her, which I have a problem with that for a couple reasons. And I'm not saying that Gina's not qualified, but anyway, it was given to her, and then Deanna Rufer, who is our director of community development, she'll be leaving that post in February and then being a part-time co-manager for the $41 million ARPA funds. And they will each be paid somewhere between $50,000 and $54,000 a year for those part-time positions. Gina Armstrong, when she abruptly quit the health department because she wanted to spend more time with her family, that's what she said, She had 9 years of service and with the city. Well, once you hit 10 years, now you get your health insurance and those benefits for life. I'm assuming this will continue her as an employee of the city, and now we'll be paying benefits to her also. I just feel the whole way that was rolled out was completely unfair. It goes against everything as far as trying to embrace diversity and equity and being fair to everyone in the community, and of course making sure for all the constituents in the city that that was implemented the correct way and that job was available for everyone to apply to. And it wasn't. So it was kind of like the same thing they did, only worse, in my opinion, than the pick for superintendent of our public schools. It's just, I hate to use the terminology good old boy club, good old boy, good old girl, whatever you want to call it, but it's behind the scenes wheeling and dealing, and it only hurts the city. So I hope the mayor reconsiders that. I hope all of you, again, email, call your councilors, call City Hall, let them know, voice your opinion. I think that's crucial. So again, that's it for now. I have a ton of stuff coming up, a bunch more businesses in Pittsfield I'll be featuring next week. Later on this afternoon, I'll be putting out the video with Pittsfield Rye Bakery and Specialty Breads. Again, a huge thank you to Rick, Renee, and Ryan for welcoming me in there. It was great. I mean, the tour was great. The people are great. It's an amazing facility in a very important part of Pittsfield. So I greatly appreciated that, and I proudly am wearing my new Pittsfield Rye Bakery shirt. So thank you again to the Robbins family. It was awesome. I had a great time, and the bread is fabulous. That double chocolate or whatever it was, oh my God, I ate almost that entire loaf already in one sitting. So it was just, it's addictive. But and another huge appeal with that to me was I have a nut allergy, and they're a nut-free facility, and that was big. For me personally. So, but again, they're open today. The retail side is on Fridays and Saturdays. So if you head up there today between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. and you mention It's Pittsfield Tonight or my name, you'll get a free loaf of bread if you purchase 2 loaves. So you can't beat that. That is very generous of them. And again, like I said, there'll be a bunch more videos coming out next week with a lot of other Pittsfield businesses that I'm excited to feature. So everyone, stay safe, pay attention to what's going on. Don't be afraid to call or email your councilors or City Hall. Oh, and don't forget the GoFundMe is posted at the top of the page. I'm going to share that to the top of the page after I put this video out. Anything you can give, $5, $10, $7.5 million, every bit helps. But in all seriousness, every bit helps. And I do these fundraisers twice a year. It helps continue the show. It helps continue all these promos. It's the only way I'm able to do this. So the more I get in there, the more I can do. And, again, every bit helps. So consider that if you can. I know it's a tough year right now, and I know everything is incredibly expensive. But if you can, please consider doing that. And to all of those that already have, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support on that. I'll be sending everyone a nice little thank you for that personally. But anyway, thank you so much to all of those who did. And again, that is it for now. Everyone stay safe, stay warm, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow.